Hi, my name's Kathryn, and today we're going to be showing you how to work out to your fullest potential. We're going to be talking about stretching, warming up, high-intensity workouts, and long-endurance workouts. So right now I'm going to grab my buddy Kameran, and we're going to start out with a little warm-up, probably about 5 to 10 minutes, just to get our heart rate pumping, our blood flowing, and loosen up our muscles so we can prevent injury while we're working out.
Yay, jogging. Jogging is cool. Get your blood pumping, heart rate up, preparing the body for exercise, long distance. Okay, so doing some arm circles here. We're doing some dynamic stretching. Static stretching, not really necessary prior to exercise, but during the warm-up, some dynamic stretching to get the muscles prepared for some high explosive movements, especially for high intensity, short duration exercise. Now they're doing some crisscross applesauce, back to arm circles. Here we go. Alright, now some high knees, some more short explosive movements. Good if you're preparing to do squats that day. Now here we go, some lunges. This is a little bit slower, not as much short explosive, but still a dynamic warm-up. Okay, so now we're going to actually get into the exercise part. I'm going to start off showing you a little bit of long endurance training. Short intensity, basically what you want to have as far as numbers go. For you beginners out there that are looking to start some exercise, we want to have about 50% VO2 max as your target. But generally, for people that are used to training, especially long endurance, you want to, for moderate exercise, you want to be around 65% VO2 max. We're going to go with heart rate today since we don't have a very efficient way of measuring VO2 max. You want to go between 70 to 85% of your VO2 or your heart rate maximum to be able to actually get into the fat burning stages. And remember now, long endurance, short intensity, or small intensity workouts are going to target your fat metabolism. You're going to use primarily fat metabolism. So we want to go between 70 to 85% of your heart rate maximum, which you can measure either through pulse count, your carotid artery, or through your radial pulse. Okay? Now for those of you who aren't comfortable enough doing that, you might even be able to do use a heart rate monitor, which are on a lot of treadmills if you're going to run on the treadmill in a gym. Okay, so today I'm going to actually run 5 miles. I'm going to start out here on Hooker Fields, running about 2 to 2.5 miles. Go ahead and get that out of the way since it's about 2.5 miles from here to Chapel Ridge Apartments. I'm going to run all the way from here to Chapel Ridge. Go ahead and knock out a couple miles. Should be about 5 miles total. And we're going to see exactly what happens to my heart rate. And we'll see you then. This is pretty convenient. Got some milk just ready to go right here after my long run. It's long duration, low intensity. I got milk ready. And a juice box. Wow, this is great.
I love
Everything's
juice
falling right into
boxes.
place. Sarah, why don't you explain to our audience here why
Give me
this
that
is
milk.
a great source of replenishment?
Give me that milk.
It's a good thing that Brett drank his fruit juice, because fruit juice is full of carbs, which are great for exercise, because you need carbs for glycogen, which you're going to use during long duration, low intensity exercise. For recovery, milk is a great choice, because it's full of protein, which is going to help rebuild all of the muscle fibers that you lose during exercise. But chocolate milk would be even better, because it also has carbohydrates, which will replenish your depleted glycogen stores. That's all.
Hey, Brett Walters back at it, here to tell you a little bit about some high intensity, short duration exercise. So just finished up with my long duration and low intensity exercise, and now I'm going to be doing high intensity, short duration. Basically going to be using mostly carbohydrates as a primary energy source compared to fats with the long duration. And we're going to be recruiting mostly type 2 fast twitch muscle fibers for these short explosive movements. And we also want to remember that this is going to be a mostly anaerobic workout. It's going to be so fast that I'm not going to have a lot of time to tap in to my aerobic energy supply. So here we go. Jumping on the bed, high intensity, short duration. Jump jump off the bed, then you jump back on, then you can turn around, then you jump off, then you can roll, then you can do all that, and just...
So why was Brett breathing so hard? Well, it was due to something we call excess post-exercise oxygen consumption, further known as EPOC. Now, EPOC has two portions, a rapid portion and a slower portion. The rapid portion consists of restoring oxygen store levels in muscles and blood, as well as the resynthesis of your phosphate creatine. The slower portion consists of increased energy needs due to increased heart rate, metabolic rate, respiratory rate, and increased hormone levels. Also in the slower portion is lactic acid is converted into glucose via gluconeogenesis via the Cori cycle. Now, Brett is clearly an untrained athlete, no offense Brett, and as an untrained athlete, he will have a longer EPOC than a trained athlete. A trained athlete will have a steeper EPOC in comparison to an untrained athlete.
Now we're going to do a little bit of static stretching after our long, slow workout. The reason you want a static stretch is to get those muscles nice and loose. You want to prevent injury. Flexibility is a component of fitness, so if you have great flexibility, then you're technically more fit.
Alright, so one of the most important things you want to remember about static stretching is not to bounce. That's because we're trying to actually lengthen the muscle, and that's working with the muscle spindle. If you don't hold it for long enough, which is about 6 seconds, I normally hold mine 8 to 10, then the Golgi tendon organ will set in. It's actually stimulated by bouncing and vibrations within the muscle, which will cause tension in the muscle, which is